Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss the concept of trade union, what actually trade union is, and how this concept is executed in organization context. But before going through the session, let's have a look at some of the objectives that we are going to deal uh, in the whole session. So first is the concept and need of trade union. Whether this concept is good or bad for the organization, and if it is a good one, then why it is the need of any organization. We'll also discuss the significance of trade union in organizational context. And the last, we will discuss the problems of trade unions that they are facing in organization and how the trade union can be strengthened. So coming to the concept and definition of the trade union, when we talk about the trade union, basically it is a voluntary organization of workers or employers that is formed to promote or protest their interest through collective actions. When we talk about the definition of trade union, the Trade Union Act 1926 defines a trade union as any combination, whether temporary or permanent, formed primarily for the purpose of regulating the relations between workmen and employers, or between workmen and workmen, or between employers and employers, or for imposing restrictive conditions on the conduct of any trade or business, and includes any federation of trade, two or more unions. This is the definition that is given by Trade Union Act, and according to which uh, it can be an association between employees and employees, or between employees and employers, or between employers and employers. And basically, the terms that are going to raise in this particular context must be related to their employment. And if we try to analyze the above definitions, we can reveal that trade union must be a combination of workers or employers. Means to say, if uh, one worker or one employer want to form a trade union, it may not happen. So for to form a trade union or to form an employer association, it's very much it is required that more than one person should be there. And the combination that we are talking about must be, it could be temporary or permanent also. It could include federation of two or more unions also, and it is basically formed to regulate the relations among workmen, between workmen and employers, or among employer themselves. Talking about the features of trade union, the first feature and the most important feature of trade union is it is a voluntary association. Voluntary association means everybody is free to join the trade union whenever and wherever required. Employees working in the organization, it's upon them that workers want to join the trade union or not. So it has been termed that it is a voluntary association. The next objective is possessing common goals. When we talk about possessing common goals, the trade union is actually a combination, or it is a kind of association in which everybody need to work in a collective way. So when we talk about the common goals, each and every individual that is related with the trade union should possess common goals. Then only the objective that we have framed for the trade union, that it is made to promote or protect the interest of the workers, that may be achieved. Next one is having authority flow from the members. When we talk about trade union, there also we need to follow the hierarchy, or we need to follow the authority, and authority must flow from the members. That may Another feature of trade union is it acts as an intermediary. Talking about the trade union, if employee have some problems, certain queries or certain issues related to management or related to any terms of employment, then in that particular situation employees can raise their queries to the trade union, and trade union can put forward their queries and their grievances towards the in front of the management. And in that way, when management can come to with a solution, it can be circulated among the employees. So that's why it has been said that trade union acts as an intermediary between the management and between the employees. Next is the dealing with collective action. As we have discussed, that when we talk about trade union, basically it is association. So when we talk about trade union, it is a kind of collective action and collective efforts. Collective efforts that must be from both sides, from the side of employees as well as from the side of employers. Then only we can think of a good good or smooth functioning inside the organization. Now, when we talk about the objectives of trade union, the first and the most important objectives of trade union is to ensure security of workers. Nowadays, we can see when workers are working in the organization, then in that case, workers are very much thinking, or they are in confusion that if they have any queries, if they have any grievances, then what to do. So trade unions ensure that they are there to help out their workers who are part of the trade union. So when we talk about the ensure security of workers, basically it involves the protection of the employment of workers. They try to prevent the kind of retrenchment, layoff that goes on in the organization, or any kind of lockout. It also tries to restrict applications of fire or dismissal or discharge or voluntary retirement scheme. Next objective of trade union is obtain better economic returns. That involves wage hike at periodic intervals, bonus at higher rates, other admissible allowances, or any other kind of facilities. When workers are working in the organization, they are very much bothered about the kind of facilities they are getting. They are getting a good hike in their salary or in their pay at regular intervals or not. If they are doing something good, they are being provided with the incentive or the bonus or not. So all these concerns employees may raise through the help of the trade union. Next one is secure power to influence management. That involves again the concept of workers' participation in management, decision making, role of union in policy making, and obviously all these things affect the role of the workers who are working in the organization. We have previously talked about the concept of workers participation in management. And because if management is trying to involve in execute this concept in the organization, then obviously there will be the involvement of increase involvement of the workers in all the processes that is going on in the organization. And ultimately the employees are uh, the employees will try to motivate themselves, and this automatically motivates the employee. Because what happens after executing the concept of WPM, that employees feel they are also a part of the organization, and this boosts their productivity. Next is secure power to influence government. This involves influence in government to pass labor legislation which improves working conditions, safety, welfare, security, and retirement benefits of workers, their dependents, and also if they seek redressal of any grievances as and when needed, it is tried to be resolved. Basically, when we are talking about the introduction part of the industrial relation, there we have talked that three parties are acting when we talk about the industrial relation concept. One is the employer, employee, and the third one is the government. Government is not directly included in the industrial relation, but the rules, regulations, and the legislations that are framed by the government that need to be executed in the organization to improve the working conditions, to that is related to the safety, welfare facility, or the security of the workers who are working in the organization. Now, next one is the employer-employee relation. Trade union always strive to maintain a harmonious relation between the parties with a view to promote industrial peace, and this is also one of the major objective of industrial relation. Because when we talk about the concept of industrial relation, maintaining a harmonious relationship is the priority of this concept. So somewhere when we talk about trade union, it's their responsibility also to maintain a good relationship in the organization by compromising with the kind of situation they are getting. Or if not, they can go for the bargaining process, they can have a discussion with the management, and then they could reach to agreement that must be acceptable to all. Next one is negotiating machinery. Negotiation is always based on give and take principle, as we know, and thus trade union being a party for negotiation protects the interest of workers through collective bargaining. We have discussed the concept of collective bargaining. If workers have any query, then they can go to the trade union, and again trade union put all the queries, all the grievances in front of the management, and uh, by with the help of the collective bargaining process they can reach to an agreement, and ultimately the grievances or the queries can be settled out. Coming to another topic, that is type of trade union. The first type of trade union is general union. When the union represents workers from different industries and organization, basically they are general unions, or it can be said that general union may consist of any kind of employees who are working in any organization can be a part of the general union. It may be a single union for the entire working class, or the amalgamation of several unions representative workers from different industries. All India Trade Union Congress and Indian Trade Union Congress are some of the examples of general trade unions in India that is at the national level working in the country. Next type of union, trade union is industrial union, and this is the most common form of union members, and usually it belongs to a specific industry. For example, if any workers belongs to a textile industry, steel industry, or a telecom industry, any, then they can commonly form a industrial union. If we talk about the examples of all India trade union, examples of industrial union, we can take it as an example as All India Insurance Employees Association or All India Bank Employees Association. The next category of trade union is occupational union. In this category, members who belongs to a specific occupation category, they may be a part of occupational unions. For instance, union may exist exclusively for technicians, pilots, journalists, etc. And basically, the primary purpose of this kind of union is to protect the skill status of their members. Basically, they keep the power to control the supply of skills and thereby preserve the value of the skills. Earlier, this kind of trade union was known as the craft union. Next type of the trade union is white collar union, and these are those category of employees who perform non-manual jobs and belong to salary class employees. White collar unions normally focus on employee belonging to a particular industry, and in recent years, factors like technological development, globalization have all provided impetus to the growth of white collar unions in the industry. If we talk about the examples of white collar unions, they may be those kind of employees who are engaged in similar tasks in different industries. For example, we can talk about teachers, we can talk about scientists, etc. Now, the major concern of this session is why workers actually join trade unions. So there are a lot of reasons we can discuss that why workers join trade unions. We know that since human behavior is a goal directed, the employees will join a union if some of their wants can be fulfilled by membership in a union. When workers join any industry, then they are very much sure that if they are going to be a part of any kind of union, then their their wants, their desires, and their needs, what they want actually, that may be fulfilled uh, with less what we can say, with less disturbances, or with less problems. So the first reason why why workers join trade unions, that is a great bargaining power. Obviously, when workers join a union, then the bargaining strength of of the members are increased. When individually we are in the position to bargain with our employer, that is not very that has not very strength. But when collectively the members of the trade union are bargaining something with the management, that has great influence on the side of the management. Second is make their voices heard. Obviously, we have talked that trade union is a kind of association that put their collective efforts and collective actions. So when collectively some grievances or some queries are put in front of the management, that is heard from the side of the management as well. The next reason why workers join trade unions is to minimize discrimination. They feel that if they will not be the part of the trade union, then in that case they will be discriminated, and chances are there that their voices will not be heard from the side of the trade union as well as from the side of the employers. When workers join trade unions, they feel a kind of security and also a kind of participation as well as belongingness. So due to all these reasons, generally workers tend to join unions. There are also some of the problems of trade union. In that, first one is uneven growth. When we talk about the uh, trade union, then we can discuss some of the problem also, and some of the problems we are the second problems that actually the trade union face in the organization is limited membership. When we talk about the membership, there is some rules and regulation of the trade union in which if any employee uh, want to join any kind of trade union, then they have to pay a certain membership fee, and then they can be the member of that particular trade union, and in that case they can avail the facilities that are being provided by the trade union. So nowadays trade union is facing a kind of problem of limited membership. Very less people are interested in taking the membership of any trade union. Next is the multiplicity of unions. In a single industry nowadays, we can say that there are more than one unions that create a lot of problem from the side of the management as well as from the side of the trade union. So, if in one industry there will be the presence of only one trade union, that is going to uh, affect both the organization as well as the employees working in the organization. Now, the next is outside leadership. When we try, uh, when some external forces or external leaders try to involve themselves in the internal functioning of the trade union, then that becomes one of the major concern for the trade union. Or we can say that the actions that are taken by the trade union is influenced by some external force, then again that creates problem within the trade unions and also in the industry, so that needs to be avoided. Nowadays we can see that trade unions are also facing the problem of facing financial problems. As we have talked about the membership fee, several trade unions are there who charge some fee when any worker wants to join the wants to join the union or want to take the membership of any union, but that fee is too low and that is not very sufficient to strengthen the financial condition of the trade union. So that is also one of the major concern for the trade union. And the next last one is the indifferent attitude of workers. Obviously when we talk about the union, there are employees who have different attitudes, different thinking, different behavior, and to arrange all the uh, workers at a single place becomes little bit difficult for the employees, for the trade unions. So trade union needs to tackle up this problem with great caution. Now, basically, trade union. If you take a look at the trade union, that this kind of union is criticized from the side of employers because of certain several discussed points. That points we are going to discuss. First is lack of education makes the workers narrow-minded. When we take a look at the trade union, then in that particular case, what we see that lot of the workers who are part of the union, they are not well educated, and in that case their thinking is very narrow minded, and to explain them anything or any issue becomes a tedious job. Second, they may not welcome the rationalization and improve methods of production for the fear that some of the workers will be put out of the work. Obviously, in this kind of technological advancement, workers always face the fear that if some technology is going to be executed in the industry, then in that particular case, what happened? Workers uh, may lose their job. So due to this kind of fear also, employers face a great problem inside the industry. Labor unions strike because of illogical grounds or incalculable losses occur, and ultimately this loss is to our community and to our nation. And the last, they create artificial scarcity of labor by demanding that only union personnel should be employed. This is one of the reason on the basis of which trade union bargain with the management that yes, we have the scarcity of labor and we need to hire some labor even if management is not interested in doing so. So these are some of the reasons on which generally employers criticize the concept of trade union. The next is the structure of trade union. We can see that basically trade union functions at the four levels. The lowest level is a branch level federation, then it's local level, then it's regional level, and finally it's national level federation. Talking about the first level, that is plant level union. This comprises the unions in one organization or factory. And when we talk about the lowest level of the union, that is plant level union, minimum 7 members are required to form a union. And this due to this reason, this reason generally leads to multiplicity of unions in any factory or any industry. The next level federation is local level federation, and this is the second level of union in the structure form shown earlier. The local trade union federation holds together the plant level unions at the local level in a particular craft and industry. Means the workers who are involved in a particular craft or a particular industry may be the part of the local level federation. And these local level federation might be affiliated to either some regional level or some national level federation, or it might also happen that these may be independent. The next is the regional level federation. These are the kind of organization of all the constituent unions in a particular state or regions. Now in a country like India, conditions vary from region to region. Everything is different. If you talk about the style of living, the languages, the customs, the traditions, therefore it is better that workers are organized at a regional or state level. Then the trade union may have to put less effort in organizing all the members in the uh, trade union. These kind of federation may have members of two kinds. The first, the plant level unions affiliating themselves to those directly, and the second is the local federations. And the last one is a national federation that functions at the national level, and it have all the trade unions in a given industry as their affiliated members. Every trade union, irrespective of the industry to which it belongs, can join a national federation. And the central union organizations are national federations of labor based on different political ideologies. We're talking about the different kind of federations that functions at national level. They have different ideologies, and accordingly they tend to work. And those who are attracted towards the ideology of any particular union, they can be part of that specific union. So this is for this session. Now next concept will be discussed in the next session. So for today, thank you.